What's up, everybody? Name's Paul, and this is my 95 Trans Am. Typically, I do like TikTok videos of the car, and I've had a lot of folks question some more tutorials because I've been doing a lot of restoration on the car over the last, 5 months that I've owned the car. Um, so I know there's not a lot of creators out there doing F-body work, so I guess I'm going to showcase it and do a little bit more in-depth review and videos on the work I do. But I guess a little story for everybody that's new to the vehicle. I've put the story out there on TikTok, but this is my 1995 Pontiac Trans Am, and I've had this car now since January. Originally, this car was purchased by my dad in 1995 here in Arizona at Showcase Pontiac GMC, and this is the first car I learned to do any real performance work on, just or car work in general, and it got my love for the F bodies and GM product back when I was 5, 6 years old, and so this car has a special place in my heart. So did a lot of different modifications at the time. Arizona cold air, Arizona speed and marine cold air intake, Borla exhaust. It used to have inky wheels on here, Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar tires. Back then he was running a 17.5, 1711s on here. Hotchkiss suspension, lowering kit, KYB AGX shocks, all kinds of stuff done. It was quite a bit of work done. And unfortunately, 2003, during the Iraq War, my parents were in the military. They were going. He had to get rid of the car because my parents were going through a divorce, and again he was deployed. So I was like in 8th grade, and that kind of just stopped performance cars in general for us. And I know my dad had always talked about getting another Trans Am, and unfortunately he did, and he passed away in 2023. And kind of started my mission to find the car. My mom was the one that actually found the original purchase agreement and the window sticker for this car in some old boxes she had. So I searched the VIN for like almost 2 years, and went to the DMV, went to the third-party DMVs. They couldn't give me the information, so I talked to a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Well, why don't you use a PI, private investigator?" And at first I was like, "No, I don't want to do that. That's kind of weird, and I'll just keep doing it my way." Well, fast forward a couple months, I was in Germany for work for about 6 months, and I was like, you know what, screw it, let me go ahead. And I reached out to a private investigator, and they got me the information for the who would have been the current owner of the car at the time. And so I waited till I got back home, like another 5 months, to contact them. So we went back and forth for a little while, trying to negotiate a deal. He didn't want to sell it at first, and I'm thankful that my grandparents were helping me pay for the car, so it wasn't too much out of my pocket. But in January of 2026, this year, I was able to get the car back, and now it's my goal to restore it back to its former glory. It's kind of one of those things that I get to work on the car that my dad taught me how to work on. It's kind of like a filling the hole in the heart a little bit because now I have his car back. And unfortunately, it wasn't in the best condition when I got it. Um, It'd been sitting in the desert out in Maricopa for God knows how long, and so you can tell that it's rough and definitely needs some work. I know I need to square away all this wiring and stuff like that because that's all for the electric fan motors. I've got the intake out right now because I was cleaning the engine bay. Like this headlight was busted out, and I've got it all fixed. A lot of stuff from Hawk's third gen and Classic Industries helped me put these back together. This one was fine. I just wanted to clean up the whole mechanism, grease it, lube it up, and make it look as good as this one did after I got it all taken care of. But I mean, there was a lot of the wire was shoddy in there. Um, I need to figure out all this extra stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, the car as it sits in the dash says it has 232,000 miles on it. So I'm willing to bet you this LT1 is tired, and whether rather not spend the money to refurbish a 200,000 mile car. The, the goal is to get a Gen 5 LT1, throw it in here and still say this is an LT1 car, and have that modern day reliability. But that's one of the plans. I need to replace all this because it's leaking. It's definitely corroded the paint a little bit right there, so it's going to be a whole restoration project. We got the windshield wipers off right now because I need to pull this off. I need to repaint it. I'm going to do a tutorial on that. I'm going to show how to do this again. This is the weather strip seal around the windshield. I need to finish it because it popped up right there, but that was more because I was frustrated at 8:30 at night and it was hot in here. I'm gonna have to order new tires and wheels, and I need to order a new weather strip here. But like the ground effects is a little broken there, so I got to order a new one. That's the current state of the dash. It's trashed. So I need the initial goal is to get a new dash pad, which is easy. I would like to pull this dash out and do some body work on it and see if maybe I can save it that way before I go and drop $2,300 on a dash, because really don't want to do that. But originally this car was gray, and you can tell, you see from that interior door panel. I replaced the carpet. Carpet's fresh and new. It's black. And then a buddy of mine was able to source me the rest of the black interior pieces, like the leather and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. And then, like I said, this is a LT1 car, but they went and put the honeycomb taillights on it. It's got the Borla exhaust that my dad had installed on this. For the most part, anything that's metal, the paint seems to be okay. It's all the plastic stuff that's showing signs of fading and discoloration. But these taillights need to be replaced. I need new ones. They're all cracked. The whole weather strip here. But also, I've got that door panel off because I was replacing the window regulator. And then I'm dynamitting the inside of the door panel. But again, this car is in rough condition. It just sat there in the sun and baked. I've got the harness. I need to replace all of that in there. Eventually, too, I would like to do a 6-speed conversion on this one. So I want the 460E out and throw a stick in there. But people had been jerry-rigging stuff in this car, like in that open cavity over there. They put a speaker along with the one over there, and they just used bell crimps and electrical tape to hold the wires together. It's a mess. It was sad. I don't trust the wiring, so what I'm going to end up doing is running a small amp that I can run the doors off of in the rear, and just go fresh wiring and not have to worry about it going through the dash. But I've cleaned all this up. This is all brand new weather strip. I need to go back and put some of the I've got the 3M weather strip seal. I gotta put that in there, and I gotta find, this looked like weather strip foam that I gotta get. But realistically, what I need to do, I need to get battery. That way I can do an off check, run some stuff. I just don't feel like buying a brand new battery for something that's probably gonna sit. I pulled like the hood latch mechanisms out because I needed to repaint them and get rid of the rust. I had to replace the hood latch cable. That was broken. It was needed some love. But yeah, for the most part, this is going to be a labor of love trying to get this car back to its original glory. But we're going to work on it when we get it taken care of. I've got all the carpet back here is done. The T-tops are cleaned up. I had to pull apart the actual plastic pieces to clean up all the rust that was on the moving parts of it, because otherwise it wouldn't lock. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun project. But if you guys got any questions, let me know. We can use this car to create a new do-it-yourself. I know there's a couple F-body lot of guys out there doing stuff for Trans Am, stuff like that, but I guess it's far and few between with the other vehicles they do. So this is going to be purely dedicated to that. Um, like I said, the goal is to eventually pull this motor out, drop a Gen 5 LT1 in there, and a 6-speed. I have to definitely gonna order me a UMIK member so I can do all that. But yeah, this is the car. For me, it has quite a bit of history. Um, it's been a labor of love since I was a kid, and I can't wait to put the effort into it to bring it back to its glory. But like I said, if you got any questions, just let me know, and I'll do some. I'm gonna do some do-it-yourself stuff along the way, and I've had multiple people on TikTok ask for actual do-it-yourself videos, and I want to help support the community. I definitely do because I don't think the F bodies, fourth gen F bodies, get a lot of the love they deserve. Shout out to drop top_TA on TikTok. He was the one that was like, "Hey, why don't you get on it and do it?" So yeah, I look forward to it. Again, I'm gonna do this as funds become available, or I can, because I work a full-time job, so, and I live in Arizona, so it's hot. So we'll get stuff done as we can and try to beat the heat. But yeah, I just want to come on here and introduce myself. This is my actual first video on YouTube to do this, so any critique or information or advice you guys got definitely help, and I appreciate it a lot. Um, so yeah, y'all take it easy. Have a great day.